Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quack Report. My name's Carter. I'm joined by Nate. We are the Quack Report.
As always.
As always.
As always.
Names never changed.
Nope.
Our faces have changed. Our logos changed.
Yeah.
Our voices have changed. A long time ago, way before we started this, but they changed it once. Ago. But the name will always be the Quack Report.
Which is kind of funny that it's actually like, it really fit because that was a name like given to us originally coming onto the show. Yeah, we had the opportunity to change it, and we were like, we got like a few days before the first episode comes out, and we're just like, yeah, let's just run with that. That's fine.
Yeah, I didn't have anything better,
not thinking that we would be like coming up on 4 years of this show and being like, yeah, we still have this name.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's always fun, like if you listen to like band interviews that like just bands that absolutely hate their name, like the Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl was like, yeah, this was like originally just supposed to be like a thing for myself, just to write some songs and stuff like that. And then it was like, oh, okay, I need a band name if I'm putting this out because I don't want to put it as Dave Grohl. And he's like, I was reading about UFOs and whatnot, and he's like, yeah, so I called it the Foo Fighters. And he's like, not thinking that, you know, this would become this monumental thing. And same with Green Day as well. They hate their name. Like, it's like, if you don't know the definition of Green Day, it's like, it's a day of smoking pot. And they're just like we did that when we were like in high school, right? They're like, and unfortunately the name stuck with us until like their 50s. So, but
they're
I mean, like, not like
now.
Oh yeah.
Like,
but like,
not like, I knew that they've been around for a while, but like, it's weird to think about, you know?
Right. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't hate the name Quack, like the Quack Report. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah,
it's still catchy and everything like that. I mean, I just more call it Quack Report now. I'm kind of taking the, I forget who he plays in the movie, like in like who the real life person is, but whoever Justin Timberlake plays in the Social Network, the Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg.
No, that was
Oh yeah, no, Justin Timberlake is Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
that was not my brightest moment. But yeah, I forget his real life name too.
The guy that did Napster or whatever, I forget his name off the top of my head. But like the whole, like, drop the just Facebook.
Yeah,
like I've kind of just done that to myself in my head of like, it's not the Quack Report, it's Quack Report.
Sean Parker.
There we go.
He looks like Justin Timberlake. Well, no, okay, let me clarify. He doesn't look like Justin Timberlake. He looks like if Justin Timberlake was sold at like Walmart under the Great Value brand. That's what Sean Parker
it's Wish
like.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. He's got, his face reminds me of someone else too, and I can't think of who it is. But like when I look away and look back, I'm like, oh no, that's not who it is. But I can't.
I gotta take a look now. Sean Parker, you said?
Yeah. Because there's something about his face where I'm like, you look exactly like this guy.
I see what you're talking about, and I can't.
You see it too?
Put together either.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. He looks like another actor though. That's gonna bug the shit out of me.
I was gonna say Seth Rogen, but no, it's not Seth Rogen.
See, I was thinking that too, but no, it's. Oh God, what's the guy who does who made Family Guy? What's his name?
Seth MacFarlane?
Is that who I'm thinking of? No, the other Seth, the very short Seth.
Seth Green.
Seth Green. Yeah, that's who it is. I think that's
Robot Chicken. Yeah, Family Guy and Austin Powers fame, and obviously a bunch of other stuff. You know what? Let's kill an extra couple minutes here before we don't talk about the game. Let's be honest here. There's a bigger story than the actual game itself. Let's just take a look at the IMDb here, because he's been in so much stuff.
Who? Sorry.
Seth Green. I love Seth Green. He's hilarious.
I know him mostly from the live action Scooby-Doo movie in the early 2000s.
Oh my God. And he's like,
I forget who he plays there, but
but he plays the guy that dates Velma in the second one.
Yes, that's who it is. Yep.
Oh man, and who plays her? She's now Hawkeye's wife.
Yeah, it's Linda something. Not
Linda Cohen.
No.
Okay, no. We're just we're Scooby doing this shit, as Doctor Strange would say. Linda Cardellini?
Yes, that's who it is.
Yeah. And oh my god, that movie. You talk about how, which I am judging you, how Lola Bunny was your sexual awakening.
Yeah.
How, yeah, I understand the like weird thing with Velma or whatever, because Linda Carlini coming down in like the orange leather suit in Scooby-Doo 2.
Oh,
Yeah, 100%.
that was you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for everybody that's watching this though, I'm gonna show you Sean Parker's face for a second, and I just want you to let me know if it looks like Seth Green. Boom.
Like it's I don't know if it's that far. It's not Seth Green that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of somebody else.
This is Seth Green. I don't know. It's something in the eyes for me.
I don't think it's Seth Green.
Yeah, it's not quite.
But like I do see somebody else in it.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's somebody else in there too, but yeah, I don't know who it is.
Either way, though, Sean Parker ruined the music industry for a hot minute for those who made money off of it, being not the artists but everybody else.
Yeah,
and yeah, and then he went on to help Facebook for a little bit. So I don't know if he probably still has like some share in the company. But I don't know the whole thing with just Facebook in general, as you know, like we do stream this on their platform and everything like that too. Really, the whole thing of Facebook though is just going down the toilet.
Yeah, like I still have Facebook because I use it to like message family members and stuff.
Yeah,
like that,
I literally use it for Messenger
events,
and to share the show. That's it at this point though. Oh, and Marketplace. It's great for Marketplace.
Oh yeah,
but that's really it though. At this point.
Yeah,
I saw a great tweet the other day that was like Twitter now is the place that you go and make friends. Facebook is the place where you go and hate your friends. And I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, what a disgrace to critics everywhere that Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed has a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, like all the reviews put together. That's horrible.
Yeah. Like,
the movie's better than 22%.
Yeah. What was it? A fantastic movie? No. Was it 22% bad? No, it wasn't. Like, realistically, it's probably like a 65, 70.
I feel like 50 is reasonable. Like, maybe. Realistic.
I'm biased with everything Scooby-Doo, but also like you got to think it's a kids movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So like
it's a nostalgia trip more than anything at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 100%. So if you're a 50-year-old who grew up on the original cartoon and now you're writing this, review for Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, like the movie's not for you.
I'm just curious now at the reviews. I'm not meaning to like push off everything going on. But even the audience score is 40% on this movie. I mean, it is the sequel, I guess. It's hard to follow up really well on a first movie.
Yeah.
The critic consensus is only the very young will get the most out of this silly trifle.
That's who it's fucking for, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's definitely not like the audience score is definitely not coming from like the under 14 category.
Yeah,
100% it's not.
No one leaves a theater and is like talking to little 6-year-old Johnny. So like, out of 5, how many stars would you give this? And what did you think of the casting and the music? And they're like, no 6-year-old cares about that. They're just like, 2 thumbs up for Scooby-Doo.
The monsters were scary. Okay, that means it's a negative review. No. No. That movie was 2004.
The second one?
Yeah.
Wow. I think the first one was like 2001. Maybe 2002.
Let me double check.
But yeah, I remember going to see that like very young. Like that's kind of my first memory of like going to a movie theater. So it's got to be between 2000.
Oh my god, even the first one has a 30%.
Oh, come on.
And a 39 for the audience score. Okay, critic consensus. The Lillard, who plays Shaggy. Oh yeah, I guess it follows up with that. The Lillard is uncannily spot on as Shaggy, which Very true.
Perfect.
Like
casting.
he is who I envision as Shaggy. And
Mhm.
I think a lot of people do. And he did that character for a long time in animation as well after these movies.
Mhm.
Like it was like that animated Scoob movie, I think was like the first time that he hadn't done like Shaggy since the first like live action Scooby-Doo.
Oh wow.
Which is yeah, I understand why he was upset though that he wasn't asked to do it. Scooby-Doo is a tired live action update filled with lame jokes. Dude, loosen the tie a little bit.
Yeah. Oh
when
man.
you're going to the theater. God.
What year did it come out though?
2002.
2002. Okay.
Yeah.
So we would have been like 5.
And it made 153 million.
Yeah. I vividly remember going to see that movie 3 separate times and while it was in the theater. Yeah. So for me, if I was rating that movie as a 5-year-old, it's probably like 120% on the tomato meter or however you do it. Because I went once with one of my parents and I wanted to go and see it again. And evidently the parent who saw it didn't want to go see it a second time because I went with the other parent. And then I went to the cheap theater. Do you remember the Monarch back home?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember the Monarch.
Yeah. Back when that was a thing. Still,
I think I
showed movies, but I went there with whichever parent drew the shorter end of the stick. I don't remember. That had to go see it a second time.
I saw 2 movies at that theater, I think, and they were Ang Lee's Hulk and the Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
Oh wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah. So okay, I want to read one review, like a specific review of like about this movie. And then we'll get into what we're supposed to talk about here.
Whatever.
I guess this is kind of an unplugged in a way. There you go. Okay, maybe this is actually a couple movies that we have to talk about in the summer.
Oh,
it'll be fun. But this one is a top critic from Outlook. Even its look is awfully cheesy and clunky, the sound effects notwithstanding. Scooby-Doo makes Stuart Little seem like Citizen Kane in comparison. Holy.
Oh, wow.
Gave it a 1 out of 4.
Out of 4?
Yeah, that's odd too. Yeah, just 1 out of 4.
When is everything ever rated out of 4?
See, now I'm really confused by this review that's right beside it here from Common Sense Media, who gives this a 3 out of 5. So that's favorable, right?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
Too scary for most kids, too dumb for most teens, but gives it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. What was that place called?
Common Sense Media.
Common Sense Media.
No, dude, you don't even have to search it up. Just the name of the company along with the, hey, we're going to give a bad review, but give it a decent rating.
Yeah. Common Sense Media, this is from their Wikipedia, is an organization that reviews and provides ratings for media and technology with the goal of providing information on their sustainability for children. What child is reading Common Sense Media's website? It also funds research on the role of media.
What child has common sense to start with?
That too. In the lives of children and advocates publicly for child-friendly policies and laws regarding media. Okay. So their whole point is to be the Karens of media. Oh, this is too scary for kids.
To be fair, the lady in the picture does kind of look like a Karen from the 2000s.
Look at us. We solved the mystery. Just call us Mystery Inc.
Yeah, there you go.
Change our background to green. New name of the podcast is Mystery Incorporated. Let's go.
Hey, I guess the colors though are like green and purple. Kind of Anaheim Ducksy.
There you go. Yeah. What was the first review you read? I'm just going to review these shitty reviewers. Yeah.
It's from Outlook.
Outlook. Like the email place?
I don't know.
There's a town in Saskatchewan called Outlook. I typed in Outlook reviews and I just got reviews from Microsoft Outlook. So, okay, well, that's it. You successfully picked a name that prevents us from stalking you and bashing your shit. So,
but Common Sense Media is going to give us a horrible review now, though.
Yeah. We should ask him for a review of our podcast. Have a listen to this one and give us a review.
Who the fuck gave Agent Cody Banks a 38%? RV with Robin Williams gets a 24?
Oh, come on. It's more than that.
Jesus.
Anything with Robin Williams is immediately just starts at 50%.
Starts at 60, I'd say.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, whatever. But like, then it's obviously always better than that. So yeah, that's dumb.
The hell?
Huh. Okay. Well,
okay. I think we need an episode where everybody just sends us just a film, right? It doesn't have to be your favorite film or anything like that. Just send us a film, and we're just gonna go through the Rotten Tomato, like just like all the critics
in the off season.
If it's a movie we've seen at least.
Yeah, exactly. In the offseason, the Quack Report transitions to not a movie review podcast, but a movie review podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to review your reviews and tell you if you're a fucking idiot. All right.
Okay. We're getting into this game now because... Yeah, let's do it. If you couldn't tell, we're recording this very late at night.
Yeah, it is late. And I apologize if I'm like yelling into the microphone. Like you can tell me to back away or anything like that.
Oh, no, you're fine.
My ears are still shot from officiating today. So like the whistle is in my ear, like off the glass and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
My ears are still shot right now. So
gotcha. I'm just yelling because I'm pissed at whoever gave
Scooby-Doo to a number like a 22%.
That movie defined my childhood, okay? I don't know in what way, but it was integral.
Okay, well, okay, here. I'm going to figure this out actually really quickly.
Okay.
You play drums.
Yeah.
Right? So you're a musician. You do like to play pop punk, right? Like you're like Fall Out Boy and that kind of stuff. But I know one band you do like to listen to is Simple Plan.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Simple Plan wrote the
theme
for What's New Scooby-Doo, and I think they did something with the live action Scooby-Doo movie as well.
They did a song on the first soundtrack called "Grow Up," and that song slaps.
Yes.
That was on every playlist I made for not my iPod, my MP3 player before iPods existed.
I had like a 1 gigabyte one that like, man, I had a mix of stuff on there. I had everything from the Red Hot Chili Peppers to Snow Patrol to the High School Musical soundtrack.
Nice. That
like it was range
for the
like
chorus.
to Nickelback. Yeah, like it was wide range as a kid.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna play the music one more time just to get us in the mood here.
Okay, I don't want to talk about the game specifically. I want to talk about no. It's still in line.
Yeah.
It's still in line. I still want to talk about the game.
Okay.
We all know I like hone in on goalies, especially, right?
Yeah.
Being one myself, it makes sense, but like I really pay attention to goalies here.
Okay. Actually, sorry, I just because I know the goalie thing is going to be really long, so I just have one thing I want to say about the game in general here.
Okay.
And then we can get into the goalies.
Okay.
So. Last game of the season, 4-2 stars over the Ducks. That's all. Don't care about the rest. Okay, carry on.
Okay, sounds
You're good. That's all I wanted to say.
So John Gibson was playing pretty good.
Solid. Yeah.
Unfortunately, gets hurt in the first period, though. He only plays 20 minutes that night.
Do you know what happened?
I actually missed it. I was in the middle of drowning in an assignment.
Fair enough.
I barely even got to watch the Flames game, and like my girlfriend even asked me, she's like, "Aren't the Ducks playing right now?" And I'm like, "They are, but I haven't missed a Flames game since 2019, and I have this assignment." I'm like, I can't have 2 games and an assignment going.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
That's fair. That's too much.
Like I know I can I have had like 2 different games going while doing something else before, and I can follow everything, no problem. But for that, I was like, no, I can't do that right now.
Yeah.
But once like the Flames game was wrapping up, I was like, okay, it was like, okay, yeah, the Flames are gonna lose this. I'm gonna move over to the Ducks game here now.
Yeah.
Which was I think in the second intermission. So, but yeah, so John Gibson was playing a great first period. Didn't have any goals against, stopped all 5 shots that he faced. Even had a goal save above expected of 0.52, right? So rounded up, right? Like there's a save that he made that should have probably gone in. That's great. Unfortunately, though, gets hurt, and we go to Anthony Stolarz for the second period because you have a backup. That's what you do. Stoli gets 10 shots on net in the period. Stops 8 of them, 2 goals against, for an 800 save percentage, and a negative goal save of 0.67. But he had a lot. He had like literally twice as much rubber thrown at him than Gibson, and you're going in cold after like a whole period of play. You're not really expecting to go in or that sort of thing. So it makes sense.
Makes sense. Exactly.
But then the issue comes when Stolarz is in the dressing room, apparently in the second intermission, and can not really walk, apparently.
Yeah.
Is very, very hurt. In comes emergency backup goaltender, Thomas Hodges, who comes into the game with a tied 2-2 game. This game potentially also has playoff implications, not for the Ducks, but for the Dallas Stars.
Absolutely.
Who are trying to solidify where they are in the standings. It was them in Nashville.
In other words,
fighting for the wild card spots of like
fighting for who doesn't have to play against Colorado.
Yeah, it's really like you're picking the lesser of two evils there. Do you want Colorado or do you want Calgary?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this guy has to come in with a tied game for a full 20 minutes here. And he did well. The team did well in front of him also, which makes me go, okay, you can play defensively. Please do this in front of your actual goaltenders for the rest, like next year. I was gonna say the rest of the season, but the season's done. So
the rest of next season.
Yeah, the rest of next season. Please do.
Yeah. Well, he played 20 minutes. So how many 20-minute periods are there in a full season? Well, a lot, but
82 times 3.
Yeah,
I did. 80. Sorry, did I say 82 times? Oh yeah, 82 times 3. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to know how many minutes. So there's 4,920 minutes. So there's a significant difference between playing that way for 20 minutes and that way for an additional 4,900 minutes.
Okay, let's go for at least 3/4 of that though. 75% of a game, please.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean you had to do the math for that. I'm just saying. I know you're a math guy.
Yeah. You spit numbers out, and I'll punch those into a calculator like my life depended on it. So,
now, okay. To wrap up this hockey season, not the season of the show, the hockey season, I'm gonna have one more gripe with Mr. Dallas Eakins, the head coach of the Anaheim Ducks. John Gibson played 20 minutes. Anthony Stolarz played 20 minutes. You are outside the playoffs. You're not getting in. And you're pulling the emergency backup goaltender who played 19 minutes and 16 seconds. This is me just being like, okay, you know what? If it's Gibson or Stolarz in net, yeah, leave him. That's fine. And I get that you're down by 1 and everything like that. But when the season's just gone, leave the kid in. Leave him in. Have some fun with it, right? Like, I get it. It's only like, this is me like being a little out of proportion. I get that. It's only 44 seconds off like a full period for him.
Yeah.
But come on. That's a cool experience either way. But like, it'd be cool to stay out for the entire game, right?
Absolutely. I think the thing is, though, if the Ducks score with the empty netter, then Thomas Hodges doesn't give a shit about those 44 seconds because he gets an extra 5 minutes of bonus hockey.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And also the only goal that like got past him, like it's emergency backup goalies, right? These guys aren't supposed to be anywhere near the NHL normally. The majority of the majority of EBUT goalies have, played some like high level college hockey or something like that, but like that's kind of the farthest they've got. They're typically at this point playing like adult league and that kind of thing, right? Like maybe in the higher tiers, but they're not NHL material. They're not AHL material. right? Or maybe even ECHL material,
Yeah.
typically, right? Or they would be playing for somebody on.
I think they said
that
that this guy had like 1 game of ECHL experience.
where he was also an e-bug.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
With the Allen Americans, I believe, which I forget whose affiliate that is. But
I don't know.
But yeah, so the highest that Hodges had played was for his high school, I think is what I was seeing there. And this guy has to he was talking about how like he was pretty much like pushing away, having a panic attack when he was told he has to go play an entire period during the intermission.
Yeah.
I'd be right there with him, being like, holy shit, absolutely. I gotta go do this. But he looked awesome out there. Like once he had that first shot against, right? He looked good out there.
Mm-hmm.
And like he just it seemed to settle down a little bit. He was still very frantic, obviously. Like he said that after.
Yeah.
But he looked more settled after just having that first shot, right? Which that is such a huge deal. Yeah, I was like, man, like for myself, right, who was like trying to do this other stuff, for a viewer to come into this just being like, wait, why is the Anaheim goalie wearing green pads? What the hell's going on here?
Yeah. And what's his name? We don't know his name.
Yeah, there was no name bar on his jersey as well, which like I don't even know how many times that has actually happened. Since the NHL made it a rule that a player has to have a name bar, is I think it was in like the 70s or something like that.
Yeah, I saw something on Reddit, and there was a goalie in the early 2000s that I think it was like the same situation. They were like an emergency backup.
Yeah,
it was either that. Basically, my answer is I don't know, but it was either that or it was like a last minute call up, and they just didn't have a nameplate ready.
Yeah.
So. It was one of those two scenarios. So but it was like one time basically since that rule had been in place.
Yeah, but it was cool because for a split second, the entire league, like this is the Friday night, it's the last like normal day of the regular season. There was one more game on Sunday. It was a makeup game between Winnipeg and Seattle. Both teams didn't make the playoffs. Who gives a fuck? But it's the last night of the regular season, right? And everybody's looking at, because like playoff matchups still have to be determined and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly the entire night's narrative changes because a Texas emergency backup goalie is in net for the Anaheim Ducks against playoff bound Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, actually. So like I love these e-bug stories like David Ayres and Scott Foster and guys like that. Like even before the e-bug became like a designated role in the NHL and whatnot, right? You get like goalie coaches that have to fill in as the backup or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, or you get like college call-ups or that kind of thing from like the local college or whatnot. But like this guy is gonna the guy had 19 minutes and 16 seconds of playtime. And he is now a folk story to the Anaheim Ducks history.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool, actually.
Very cool. So. Yeah. I love that. Not only like, because I get like, it's like the arenas, or not the arena, but like the team whose arena you're playing in, it's their responsibility to have an e-bug in the building.
Yeah.
So I love when like the gear that they're wearing doesn't
like for the other team.
It's from the other team, yeah. Because like that was with David Ayres too, like because he filled in for Carolina, but they were in Toronto and he played like, so all his gear was like Toronto colors. So and it just looked so weird. And then with like, this guy, you had like the white and we'll say orange-ish like Anaheim jersey in like green. Like very Dallas Stars green gear, and it just looks so weird.
I want to see if somebody has like the history of the e-bug, like who's actually gotten to go in and stuff like that over the last few years.
Oh, it's got to be out there.
It's got to be somewhere. But Yeah, like as a gear nut, it is funny that you bring that up too, because I'm like kind of thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, David Ayres like was even in blue Maple Leafs pants, right? Like literally the only
Yeah.
thing red and white and black was the jersey of the Carolina Hurricanes for that game. The
Mhm.
only one that like looked like he's supposed to be there from a gear standpoint has been Scott Foster for the Chicago Blackhawks with his full like black gear that
Yeah.
matched so perfectly.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, and it's not even like, you know, the cases in the past of having an emergency call up or something like that, where it's like, yeah, we're gonna throw him in for like the last 5 minutes if we can, or something like that, right? Or like he's just
Mhm.
on the bench. Like this guy had to come in and play an entire period,
Had
which is
to. Yeah.
yeah,
Like there's
had
no other
to.
option.
There's nobody else. So
Like if the dude got lit up for 10 goals on 10 shots in the first 5 minutes, he had to stay in because there was nobody else.
exactly. So, but it's great to hear though from Hodges after the game that um the team was just like win or lose, like doesn't matter how many goals, like just go out and have fun and we'll do the best we can in front of you
Yeah.
pretty
And
much.
like for them, it's like whatever. Like if we lose this game horribly, it doesn't matter because we
Yeah,
already
we're
are
out
out.
anyway. Who
If we
cares?
win this
So,
game, like I think that the most that could happen was like they could have passed San Jose in the standings and got lower play like lottery odds. So like
yeah,
winning the game wasn't even a benefit to them. So
yeah, exactly.
but
But
yeah, you had a clip from Hodges that you wanted to share where he kind of talks about the team and stuff, right?
it's not about the team exactly, but the I'm trying to pull it up and talk at the same time here.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It's a clip from his press conference after the game that he's talking to the round of media and everything like that. And he's explaining actually how he lost sight in his left eye that killed his NHL dreams when he was younger, right? So like
Mhm.
just how much more this means to him than not to say that it means more than, you know, say like a David Ayres getting in or a Scott Foster getting in or somebody like
Yeah,
that, right? But like for him, it's just even more so because the guy's got half his sight
yeah,
essentially.
and it's something that like for basically his whole life he's been like, well, I'm never going to be an NHL goalie. Whereas like with the other guys, it's like, oh well, that's still potentially there, but
Yeah.
nobody's going to draft a half blind goalie, right? Like you just know that. So to
Yeah,
actually like,
exactly.
get some NHL experience is like pretty sweet.
Yeah. Please let me know if you can't hear this, but yeah, should be able to here.
I cannot hear it. No.
You cannot hear it? Okay,
No.
let me see if I can fix this. My apologies.
Come on.
Oh wait, I'm on Chrome tab, I think that's why. Where did that go? Yeah, here we go.
Should be fine. You just have to click the
Yeah, now we got it.
audio. You got it?
Now we got it.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
rewind it
That
here.
looks good.
I always dreamed of one day getting to play a game in the NHL, but when I was about 12 years old, I lost the sight in my left eye, and so it just, it became kind of an impossibility. I worked hard, played 18U AA, but then after not playing for a little bit, I was like, I think I want to play some hockey again, maybe just some adult league, and got with a goalie coach who happened to be the goalie coach for the Allen Americans in the ECHL. And after a couple practices, he was like, hey, not bad. Come on out and practice with my guys when we need an extra goalie. So that's really what I do now. I always dreamed of.
So that's cool. I love that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Because like realistically, the e-bug stories are always so much fun because they are just your everyday people, right? Like these are nowhere near professional athletes or anything like that, right? Like like the three examples I'm using of like Scott Foster, David Ayres, and obviously Thomas Hodges. Hodges, it came out he's a life insurance seller, right? Or agent or whatever they're called. Scott Foster is from your neck of the woods as an accountant, and David Ayres is a Zamboni, he's an ice maker for the Toronto Marlies.
Yeah.
So really,
they
David
just have like normal everyday jobs,
working for a professional team. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're just everyday people. They are you and me, right? Like imagine one of us had to strap on the pads and go into an NHL game. I'd shit my pants.
Oh yeah.
times.
I mean, no one would ask me to do that, but I mean, you at least have goalie experience. So.
I got intramural hockey basically, like as the highest level I ever played.
No, but you're like a lacrosse goalie, right? So you're able to stand in front of a puck and like, track it and like have positioning and spatial awareness.
Yeah, I'm used to getting, like hard rubber whipped at me at insane speeds, but besides that, like I don't got the footwork, especially anymore of skate, like being on skates or anything like that. Like I used to be way better than even just like a couple of years ago. Like intramural hockey at the university here, but like
my point was that you like no one would ask me. You at least like have some experience.
I'm still at the bottom of the totem pole. Like this guy at least was like, yeah, I got with the goalie coach and I just like decided to play again. I'm like, sweet. I've like you saying for me, I'm like, I've had somebody like tell me kind of like how to push myself on the ice and that sort of thing. And like, otherwise it's just been like playing in like on the backyard rink with my cousins and learning myself pretty much. So, yeah. And that was years ago as well. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this was a really cool thing to witness.
Yeah,
and as well, I gotta give some props as well to the people who were in attendance at the game, right? Like it sounds like they did do like a little infograph of Thomas Hodges in at the start of the third period there, so people realize like, hey, this is a local kid and everything like that, and like gave him a round of applause. The two saves that he made, the place just went electric for it. And everything like that.
And it's the opposite team too.
Yeah, exactly. So props to the Dallas Stars fans that were in attendance and whatnot. Like, that's awesome. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Fuck Jason Robertson though, scoring on
how dare he?
How rude.
It was funny though, like the power play came up and I'm like, yeah, they're probably scoring on this because it's the Dallas Stars power play with Jason Robertson.
Yeah.
Just Jason Robertson. And of course, he's the guy who scores. But even then, it was a tip-in goal, right? Like
off of his own guy, too. It was off of Schuster. So, like, I don't know. I think he was probably in decent enough position to save Robertson.
Yeah, he looked, like I said earlier, he looked good, actually. So, yeah. No, it was good. So, congrats on your chance that you had there, Tom. And we hope to see something more of you in the future. It's probably not going to be on NHL ice, but like just media stuff or anything like that. Like it's fun watching all the David Ayres stuff after the fact, all the Scott Foster stuff that happened for like there's like the next week after. Like I know we're headed right into the playoffs and that's going to take the bulk of everything, but like I hope we get a little bit more out of this guy of just like an interview of like, like he's not in that situation anymore. He's like not right fresh from it, and you can kind of talk about it and whatnot. Like, and kind of think about it. So I'm excited for it. So.
I wonder how many people are in Dallas are gonna like go take out life insurance policies now just because they're like, I want to meet Thomas. I don't know where he works, but like,
where does he work? I need to find Thomas.
I'm just gonna hop downtown, go into like some life insurance place and just be like, I'm looking to take out a policy. I talked to a Thomas Hodges on the phone. Is he here? Oh no, he doesn't work here. Okay, see ya.
See, now I'm on the other side of how many requests to be on their team did Thomas have from like different adult teams around the Dallas area?
That too.
Right? Like how many guys on your adult league team have NHL experience realistically?
Not
right?
many.
Like everybody's calling him up now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
but no, the super cool story made for a little bit of excitement on the last night of the season.
Yeah, it was really going to be a nothing night realistically for the Anaheim Ducks unless like someone pulled off like a highlight reel goal or something like that.
Yeah, there was a moment where Trevor Zegras went behind the net, and I was like, "Is he going to do this?" And,
no. He's like, "I'm going to end the season on a high note."
Yeah, it's almost like he's done that a few times now, and now he's just like, "I don't have to do this ever again. I just have to go behind the net, make the opposing team shit themselves, and then just make like a simple play."
Yeah, exactly. So, but he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to." No, just kidding. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, we've talked about it before, but like that's the thing now is like people are terrified of Zegras because they don't want to be on the highlight reel for against. So He's
It's so awesome.
He's got all the power now. Like he basically has like 5 out of the 6 Infinity Stones at this point. So
I love it. Oh,
well, we got some news here from you know around the league, and a little bit later we're going to recap the Ducks season and our division predictions.
yeah, which I'm seeing how much we still want to talk about, and I'm seeing time, and I'm going to take out the one thing from what's quacking actually, just to make this a little bit shorter.
Sounds good. A lot of these are just short points, but
yeah.
I
sorry, I'm looking at the outline here, and I saw upcoming games, and your little lol.
Yeah, there's no upcoming games.
There's no upcoming games. October.
Yeah,
unless you want to watch preseason, then September.
Yeah, exactly. But I just wanted to shout out Dustin Brown here because he has announced that he's retiring after the Kings are eliminated from the playoffs, and he's obviously been going toe to toe with Ryan Getzlaf for both of their whole careers. Like he was a member of that 2003 draft class with Getzlaf. Yep. He was taken 13th overall. So, Getzlaf was 19th overall, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, I believe so.
So they were both kind of right around that same.
Brown was 13th
spot there. Yeah.
So
yeah. Is that not what I said?
I actually don't remember if you said 13 or not. I know you said that he was in that 2003 draft.
Yeah,
I could have totally.
Yeah, I did say, but I might have said he was 19th and then mixed up him and Getzlaf. Either way, yes, you're right. Brown is 13th. Getzlaf is 19th. Brown played just shy of 1,300 career games, 1,296, getting 325 goals, 387 assists for 712 points, 47 points in 85 playoff games. He was a 2009 All-Star where he got 53 points in 82 games. That year was a fan vote one, so the fans voted Brown in. I don't know for sure if it was like a one from every team has to go in, but he was the only King that year. He got Olympic silver in 2010. I mean, sorry, Brown, but that's the way she goes.
Yeah. The only captain in LA Kings history to receive the Stanley Cup. He was the captain for both teams.
Oh, was he for both? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Before Anze Kopitar had taken it over. Oh, I forget what year. But also props to Kopitar for giving Brown the C for the last game.
Oh, yeah.
It was the last game or the last home game the Kings had.
I think it was the last game because I remember when I watched the highlights, they were in their whites.
Oh, yeah, playing against the Canucks with the black flying skates, right?
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, and
which also that was a beautiful jersey matchup. You know me, I love my jerseys.
With the exception of the chrome buckets, that was like
I still like them actually. I like them for that kit for the Kings. I like them.
It was okay, but like if you're Dustin Brown, could you have not just been like, I don't want to wear this for my last game? Like, save it for the playoffs.
He still has the playoffs though.
Oh, I guess yeah.
Yeah, he still has the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, but I mean, we could. There's even more things that you could go through with what Dustin Brown's done.
Yeah, I just kind of hit like the big ones.
Yeah,
but yeah, he had well. I mean, you can say a few. I was just going to save it for the Kings podcast, but I mean,
might as well just
the Browns.
Yeah, might as well recognize. So yeah, World Championship bronze as well. All-Star game in 2009. I think you said that one already. Foundation Player Award in 2011, Mark Messier Leadership Award in 2014, 2-time Stanley Cup champion in 2012 and 2014 with the LA Kings. Excuse me. And there was one other thing that I want to bring up here, but I can't find it anymore. Damn. But yeah, like Brown has been around from the very start that he could of his Kings career. He spent his entire 18-year career with the Kings. And I believe that year that he was drafted, he made the Kings out of training camp in 2003. And he saw there's like fourth line ice time, it looks like here, but first NHL goal November 22nd, 2003 in a 2-0 win over the Colorado Avalanche. Season was cut short because of an injury, but like he made his impact right away. Unfortunately, the NHL went right into a lockout, but yeah, he was a main piece for the LA Kings for years and years, and like had a resurgence later in his career too, right? Like he was falling off the wayside, and it's like there's thoughts that he might retire. Like this was a few years ago, and then the guy just came back and was playing awesome
nope,
again.
I'm still here.
Yeah, exactly.
That was great. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, just hell of a career for Dustin Brown, and yeah, just another man down from that 2003 draft class. Like, I think we're down to maybe not quite single digits, but I think there's maybe 10 left.
I think we are in single digits, to be honest.
We could be. Yeah, I don't remember. Every time we talk about these guys, we look it up and go to the Wikipedia page because it has who's left. Okay, so there's Bergeron, Pavelski, Perry, Parise, Carter, Burns, Suter, Erickson, Richardson, Boyle, Thompson, Fleury, Halak, Elliott. So there's 14.
Jeez, that's it.
Yeah.
But also, that draft was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Next season, it'll be will be the 20th, or the end of next season will be like the 20th year.
Jeez.
There's also Eric Stahl, if you want to count him as 15, because he hasn't officially retired.
Yeah, he hasn't officially retired. Yeah, I'll count him in there. But yeah,
so,
like 15 players, though, is what remains of like our age group, right?
Yeah.
15 players remain of like the big names from when we grew up.
Yeah, these were the guys that in the NHL games that we played for hours on weekends, these were the guys that you were trading for to get on your team.
Or when you were like doing the created team, or like you're doing the created team just to like make some sweet jerseys of that. And then you're like, I'm just going to load this team up. Yeah, it was Patrice Bergeron. It was Dustin Brown. It was Ryan Getzlaf. It was Marc-Andre Fleury and Carey Price in net, or Martin Brodeur, I guess, because he was still around then. And right, like you're just stacking it with these high end guys. So that like a lot of them came from this draft class, right? Like what team that you made didn't have like Brent Burns, Ryan Suter, and like Dion Phaneuf on the back end?
Like nine. Yeah,
exactly. So, or at least Dion until he went to Toronto, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Like those were staples from that class.
100%.
So, yeah, no, that was awesome. But yeah, once again, just respect to Dustin Brown. Figured got to shout him out as a Ducks podcast, even though he's on the Kings, but he's been a pain in the ass for the Ducks for a long time. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Before we take a break, let's hit this next point here. Just quickly, some reassignments to the San Diego Gulls, and you have the info on that.
Yeah, so the Ducks have reassigned defenseman Simon Benoit and Trevor Carrick, as well as Hunter Drew and Buddy Robertson back to the San Diego Gulls, who are about to hopefully go on a bit of a streak here, or a run, I guess, in the AHL Calder Cup playoffs. The Gulls do begin their first round playoff series against the Ontario Reign, the Kings affiliate, go figure, on Wednesday, May 4th there. So yeah, just, a couple of these guys got called up for last couple of games here of the regular season, and just to get, some NHL time under the belt or that kind of thing. If they played like Hunter Drew did, and then, they're gearing up for playoffs here. So we're, hoping for the best for San Diego, and I got nothing else to add. I kind of realized, I was like, oh yeah, okay,
no, that's good.
So
okay,
it'd be cool to have a Calder Cup in San Diego.
Yeah, it would be. I lied. Let's actually hit these last couple points here because they're just quick before the break. But we posted on Twitter just on Sunday afternoon there that we are doing a bracket challenge this year through the NHL's like bracket challenge thing that they do. So we created a league. We'll toss the link down in the description of this episode, so you can just click on that. It's public, so should be no issues getting into it. If for whatever reason the link doesn't work, just searching the Quack Report in bracket challenge will bring it up there. We already have a few entries I see, and then there's some good names in there. I won't say what my bracket is because I don't want to spoil it and give some bias. But
I do want to read the names here though.
Yeah,
if we
do it
can,
up.
for like who's
go
in
for it.
so far.
Yeah.
So we got because I shared this with a few friends of mine as well. We got the Blasty bracket. We got CJK Chow, which is Chris, if you follow him on Twitter. Yes, Sad Quacking. I don't know who this is actually. Nate Lover 3000. We got JJ, we got Flashpoint 2.0, who is Shane that we had on when U11s got picked up by the Ducks there. And Mo's absolutely unbiased bracket. We're not able to look at these brackets yet until like the picks are finalized, which is Wednesday before puck drop of whatever the first game is that night.
Yeah, I think it's like 7 Eastern or like just before 7 Eastern is when it closes.
But I want to know why Mo's bracket is unbiased.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I want to know what it is. I'm curious. So maybe I just gotta, I just gotta figure out who this is and reach out.
Yeah, no, so there's some good names in there, but yeah, it's just for fun. It'll give us something to talk about. There'll be bragging rights on Twitter, of course, for whoever wins it as well. I got my bracket in there. You have your bracket in there as well. So,
which is just Carter, Nate, TQR. So
yeah, we gave ourselves the boring names because we're like kind of popular and stuff. So we want people to know how smart we are.
Yeah,
or how
the winner of the
dumb we are.
bracket. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put a prize up. The winner of the bracket challenge gets our spots on the show. No kidding. If you figure out the playoffs, which are just an absolute crap show from the start, if you could do that better than us. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You're stuck with us, unfortunately.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future anyways.
Yeah.
Last thing, just want to plug some of the things we've got going on. So obviously the merch store, we've been hammering that home the last few weeks here, but tqrshop.myspreadshop.com, the link down at the bottom in the description or in the video. It's currently scrolling along the bottom there. .ca if you are in Canada listening to this as well. We got tons of great merch. Nate's got his water bottle that he's using today. I guess we're not wearing any merch currently, but we got hats, shirts, hoodies. So
I'm wearing Mark Hoppus's merch line today, actually.
Oh, well, you can't plug that. That's unless he pays.
It's Mark Hoppus, though. It's Mark Hoppus.
Exactly. Yeah, no. And then also, I am doing a watch along. I guess tonight, if you guys are listening to this on Monday, for game 1 of the Oilers versus the Kings in the playoffs. Nate, as always, you have an open invitation to crash the party, but I don't know what
Sounds
you got
good.
going on. So
Ducks. Oh man. See, now it's either I could crash it and take the Oilers side, which that just no. Or I take the Kings side and have Ducks fans mad at me.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose for me, realistically.
It really is. So yeah, that's why I kind of just signed up, because I figured you wouldn't want to do it. But if you do, you're obviously welcome. But
I might hop in for a few minutes just to have some fun. So.
Oh, sure. Yeah, do that too. But yeah, I'll be doing that for game 1 there. So if you want to hear me shit on the Kings for about 3 hours, I will be doing that tomorrow night. I think the game is 7 Pacific time. Yeah, 8 o'clock my time, so 7 Pacific. Yeah. And I'll probably be doing a few throughout the playoffs, or will maybe be doing a few throughout the playoffs as well. But that's the first one. So just wanted to plug that. That'll be on the Hockey Podcast Network's YouTube channel. Just search the Hockey Podcast Network. Even if you just, drop by, say hey, and drop a like on the stream, that's greatly appreciated. Gets some more views going to the network as a whole, and allows us to put out more and more content and stuff for you guys. So yeah, I think that's all the things that I wanted to plug, because I just typed plug things and thought I would remember them all, but I'm not sure if that's it. Yeah. You think of anything else?
No, not offhand. Just in case, I think this is what you said, but yeah, that game, Edmonton, LA, Carter stream will be at 7 Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah. On
just wanted to make sure we did have that correct.
Yeah. So. Perfect. Sounds good. Cool. Well, let's take a quick break. On the other side, we're going to recap the Ducks season, go through our standings predictions, which, man, Nate hasn't seen them yet. I have when I copied them into the outline, but I was like, Nate, you can't look at these. Some of these are too perfect. So It's going to be exciting. But
Which I guess
yeah.
is a break for you because I didn't have time today to record our DraftKings sponsorship read.
Oh yeah, I was just going to click the video, but yeah, no, this is you.
Good thing I reminded you then, because otherwise it'd be the wrong ad.
Yeah, fine. I'm dropping out of the stream. See ya.
All right. Hockey fans, the pursuit for the Stanley Cup is on, and DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NHL, has an unbelievable offer for the most exciting playoffs in sports. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $100 in free bets no matter what, win or lose. Are you looking to turn a small bet into a big payday during playoffs? With DraftKings same game parlays, you can do just that. Create your own parlay by combining multiple bets like which team will win, how many goals will be scored, and more. It's your shot at an even bigger payout. And personally, I love doing the parlays. They're so much fun. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. And best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash at your convenience. So what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the promo code THPN. Bet just $5. So, your Starbucks coffee on any NHL team to win and get $100 free in bets no matter what. Win or lose, doesn't matter. Again, that's code THPN as in the Hockey Podcast Network, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. Please see show notes for further details.
Nice.
I was like, you got it the wrong way here. What are you doing?
Yeah, no. Good stuff. I realized the next thing we had was to go through the Ducks season, and you had all those stats, and I was like, I don't want to make him do the ad and then go through that all at once. So I'll give you a quick break here.
I can still do it. Actually,
at least get us started.
Yeah,
I got it. No, let me be the nice guy.
Okay. All right.
Let me be fucking nice to you, Nate.
All right, fine.
Let's start off with.
I will threaten you into letting me be nice.
Yeah. Let's start off with the top point scorers for the Ducks here. Troy Terry finished highest on team with 67 points in 75 games, which pretty damn solid season for Troy Terry, considering how not great the team was all year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a chunk
for most of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And what was his point streak in the middle of the season? Was it like 15 games or something?
It was something like
20?
that. Like, he was up there with like Connor McDavid and somebody else there for a while. Yeah. I think it was like 15 games or 14 or 15 games that he got cut off at. It was nuts. It was so much fun.
16 games. The second longest in the NHL behind Connor McDavid's 17.
Jesus.
At the time, it was the second longest. I don't know.
I feel like that's got to be it, though.
I think
like
so.
Those two, I think, stayed, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. Somebody fact check me on that.
Yeah.
Tell me what a fucking idiot I am.
Yeah, I'm not going to fact check it. So, but yeah, he had 37 goals on the season. Damn, he had 37. He almost hit 40 goals.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
It was nuts.
And 30
I was
assists.
unbelievable this year. It was so much fun.
Damn. And he missed 7 games. Yeah, he easily could have hit 40 if he played a full 82.
Carter, do you remember what we talked about in terms of goals last year at the end of the season?
Wasn't it Max Comtois with like 15?
Yes, but that's not where I was quite going.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
We were talking about how, like the points and the goals especially were it was done by committee. But it'd be nice to have that one guy or two guys that really just like took a little bit more, right? Those were the goal scorers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we got that this year, which was great.
Yeah.
Troy Terry with 37. You got to drop off to Trevor Zegras at 23. And then it's Henrique at 19, Lindstrom at 16, which also 16 goals on the third line. Like that third line was great this year with Lindstrom.
Oh, yeah. No, that was great.
Lundestrom, sorry, not Lindstrom. Why am I saying Lindstrom?
I don't know. I let the first one go, but I wasn't going to let the second one go.
Yeah, and then 15, 14, 11, 11. Like it was still score by committee in a way.
Yeah.
But there were those two guys that led the way in Troy Terry and Trevor Zegras.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what an entire season of those two paired together with Sonny Milano looks like. Do you hear me, Dallas? Do you hear me? An entire season of Zegras Terry, and Milano. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But we got what we were looking for,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely,
and that's that
yeah.
goal scorer, which is great. Like this was Terry's coming out party, realistically, and every NHL team is now going to be on high alert for Troy Terry and Trevor Zegras. It's great.
Absolutely,
I love it.
Yeah. With Trevor Zegras as well, he finished the season with 61 points for the Ducks, good for second on the team, way ahead of Adam Henrique, who had 42. I guess this probably doesn't include Raquel. Hey, I don't know where he was, but all the guys we traded, their stats wouldn't be on.
I will take a look at what Raquel ended at.
Yeah. But yeah, 61 points, like second best on the team. That really puts into perspective, I think, how good of a season Trevor Zegras had. Like, yeah, you compare him to the other rookies, like 61 points, he's up there. I don't remember second or third. I think second in points too, but that second on your own team, that's amazing. Like it just really speaks volumes, I think, to his season as a whole. And like in the same amount of games played as Troy Terry, who's been in the league for a few seasons, he's pretty close in points. Like you give this kid a few years and he's hitting 100 points. Easily in a few years. So
Raquel this year with the Ducks in 51 games had 16 goals and 28 points.
Oh, damn. I thought he was quite a bit higher.
Now with the Penguins, though, 19 games and 13 points.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good.
it pays to play with Evgeny Malkin.
Yeah, he had a bout with Crosby as well. Like a
oh yeah,
games,
right.
I think.
Yep.
So
that he did.
Yeah. But yeah, like Terry and Zegras were kind of the top two guys, 67 and 61, and then drop off a bit here to Henrique and Fowler at 42 points for each of them. Henrique would have had more, but he was out for quite a bit. They only played 58 games. So yeah. So yeah, like overall, like just a solid season. Like we have those guys that are spread out now, like you said, like instead of just, we have this lump of like our top 6 scorers that are all kind of around the same area. Like, no, like we're spread out now, which is good. I don't know if there's any other guys you want to hit on here.
Are we talking like hit on like, hey, you want to go for dinner kind of thing? I don't know why I went with the southern drawl there, but I did deal with it. You mean that kind of hit on, or like you
no, like talk about them. Yeah. We could talk about assists.
I want to talk about Sonny Milano for a second here.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to pull up his season numbers here. Guy got into 66 games this year. Proved that he could hold a roster spot, right? Because really, I don't think he was really healthy scratched at all. It was injury that kept him out.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. Maybe early on in the season he was scratched a little bit, but
in 66 games he scored 34 points. So he was just over half a point per game pace. Now imagine him healthy for a full season with Troy Terry and Trevor Zegras. Dallas, listen to me. But actually, though, right? Like, just if he's able to get a full season under his belt, or at least like 70 games, even, right? Like that bumps up those points even more. He's almost at 40 points at that point.
Yeah,
that's a lot of point that I just said.
It is,
but you get the point. You can tell it's late.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Sonny Milano had a great season, I thought, for the amount of games that he was able to play. On ice, like he never really felt like a liability to me.
No, he was always generating chances.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. While we're picking out specific guys here, I want to talk about Jamie Drysdale. He had a pretty solid season, especially for a defenseman. 4 goals, 28 assists for 32 points. Played 81 games. I can't remember the one game that he did miss. Yeah, I don't know why he would have missed that, but
yeah, I can't remember offhand either.
Can't remember either. Okay, doesn't matter. So basically a full season though. And the stat that really stands out to me though is the amount of shots he took. 137 shots. Good for 5th on the team in shots taken. Second highest for a defenseman, Kevin Shattenkirk, just sending it to the net, 163. But yeah, 137. I really like that from Jamie Drysdale, just getting shit to the net. That's how Comtois scored his goal against the Stars the other night. It was just a shot from Jamie Drysdale through traffic.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a sweet shot too, because he did like a little fake to kind of freeze everybody and open up a lane, and then he fired it through, and then it hit off Steele and Comtois and Harley, I think, the Stars defender, and then
it was really a pinball thing. Like,
yeah, but like that goal doesn't happen if Drysdale doesn't shoot the puck. So in a sense, it's like his goal, right? So like, yeah, he only had 4 goals on the score sheet for the season, but so many of those 137 shots ended up resulting in goals. I mean, probably about 32 of them, since he got 32 points. But yeah, that's awesome. That's what I really want to see from Drysdale moving forward. Is just take shots.
And the guy like just turned 20 years old, if Brian Hayward didn't tell you already. But at 20 years old, fresh, averaging almost 20 minutes a night.
Yeah.
How many guys can you say that about, honestly, like for the NHL?
Yeah. Not many. One for sure. That's Trevor Zegras. Or Jamie Drysdale.
Yeah. Especially on the back end, though, right? Yeah. You can't say that about too many guys.
No. The only unfortunate thing about him this season, and I don't think it's his fault at all, is he finished a -26 on the season. And Trevor Zegras finished a -21. Those are the 2 worst on the team. And I don't think it's any fault of them. I mean,
when Drysdale's playing on like typically on the top line, I believe he's on the penalty kill as well, if I'm not mistaken, which like was doing all right. But...
Penalty kill doesn't take into account plus minus though.
Oh, it doesn't? I thought it did.
I'm pretty sure it's only 5-on-5.
I don't think so. I could be wrong on that though.
Yeah, I'll figure it out another time. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're right. They're playing top line minutes with not top line partners generally. I mean, Drysdale did for most part, but Zegras wasn't playing with top line guys for most of the season. So like, it kind of makes sense. And yeah, so I don't really fault them for that, but I wanted to make the point that you give these guys the partners that they need and put them in like those top pairing roles with guys as veterans or more experienced players that are in those top line roles. Those numbers are going to be drastically different come next season.
Drysdale also drawing 30 minutes worth of penalties.
Dang, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Okay. Because that's such a fun stat to take a look at, actually. It's penalty minutes drawn.
Oh yeah.
Take a guess as to who drew the most penalties this season. I'll give you a hint. It's not who you think.
Who do you think I think it is?
It would be like one of the top guys, like a Zegras or a Terry or something like that.
Oh, you're just talking on the Ducks. Okay.
Oh, yeah, just on the Ducks.
I thought you meant in the league in general. I was like, damn.
No. I can search that up after, but just for the Ducks. Who drew the most penalty minutes? And I feel like this is maybe a touch inflated, but it's okay.
I'm going to go with John Gibson.
Sam Carrick with 71 minutes drawn.
Does it count fights?
I think so, and that's where that one comes from. And that's why I was saying it might have been inflated, because I know he got into a few scraps. Yes. Okay, so let's remove that then.
Okay.
Then who do you think has the most penalty minutes drawn?
I'm going to go with Ryan Getzlaf.
No, now it's going to who you would maybe think. Troy Terry with 62 minutes drawn.
Gotcha.
So 31 penalties were taken on Troy Terry. Trevor Zegras was next with 50 minutes, and then Comtois with 36 minutes drawn.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, those are kind of the guys I would expect.
Comtois with 52 games played drew 36 penalty minutes.
Yeah, he's sneaky. Like, I think he makes a lot of defenders kind of shit themselves and like get into some bad situations. So that honestly doesn't surprise me. If it wasn't Ryan or if you gave me another guess after Getzlaf, my next guess was going to be Comtois. Getzlaf felt like he drew a lot.
Getzlaf was number 9 at only 21 minutes.
Okay. See, I thought him because like, there's it seems like the veteran guys kind of get the benefit of the doubt on calls, or like they know how to draw calls, like
Yeah.
not like diving necessarily, but like they recognize like when a guy is just kind of being loosey goosey with his stick, they'll like skate into his stick and like
Yeah.
trip on it.
They got
in
it
a way,
figured out. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Was there any other stats you wanted to bring up about the Ducks season here?
Not for the forwards, but
Okay.
we haven't gone through the goalies yet.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah.
So let's do that.
Sorry,
quick.
yeah. This is why you're on here, because you you care about the goalies.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, John Gibson leading the season with 18 wins. Anthony Stolarz with 12. Lucas Dostal with 1 behind him. Stolarz leads the team in shutouts this year though with 3. Gibson only had 1. Stolarz also with the save percentage of a 917 leading the team. Dostal at a 907. Gibson with a 904. Man, after the All-Star break, that really hurt Gibson for his season numbers.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I'm impressed that it's still above a 900 after how rough he was, how rough of a time he was having after.
And I think that shows how good he was for like the first like 2/3 of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
Stolarz leading the team in goals against as well at a 2.67. Dostal with a 2.98. Gibson with a 3.19. And looking into some of the advanced stats as well, Thomas Hodges leading the team in expected goals against and goal save above. No, I'm kidding. I mean, he does technically. He is listed here on moneypuck.com actually, which I think is great. Stolarz leading the team in goal save above expected at a flat -1. Lucas Dostal at a -1.4, and John Gibson. Yeah, again, it was just after that All-Star break, a -14.3. Yikes! In 56 games played.
Yeah. For context, can you look up Grubauer's expected or goal saved above expected?
Oh God, yeah, sure.
Just
I think I looked at it the other day actually, and I was like, holy shit. Oh my God, Philip Grubauer.
Is it in the 50s?
No, it's not in the 50s.
No, is it? Okay, it's not that bad. Okay.
No, Philip Grubauer in 55 games played had a goal save above expected of a -33.7.
Okay, that's still pretty rough.
Let's take a look at the whole league though, because I pulled up just like specifically to the team here. Philip Grubauer is the worst in the goal save above expected.
Oh no, I knew that for sure.
Kevin Lankinen with a 28.6 from Chicago, and Karel Vejmelka from Arizona with a -23.2.
Okay. Yeah.
John Gibson
had a fine season.
John Gibson had the 8th worst in the league.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. I mean, I know it's not bad. Well, I mean, the Ducks finished 8th worst in the league, didn't they? Or pretty damn close.
Something like that. Yeah. Okay. Now take a guess as to this is something we were talking about before. I remember this. Take a guess at the top 3 goaltenders, though, for goal save above expected.
I think Markstrom's going to be in there.
No.
Oh, no, actually. It's goal saved above expected. So he's probably like kind of right around where he should be.
Markstrom is at 12 with a 10.8 positive 10.8.
Oh, okay. Can I have the numbers, like what the values are? Just not that it's going to help, but I'm just curious.
Sure. So from first to third, 34.1. So literally the complete opposite end from Philip Grubauer. 28.4 and 27.8.
Okay. I think Shesterkin's got to be in there.
Shesterkin is number 1.
Okay.
34.1 goals save above expected.
I figured if he wasn't 1, he would be number 2.
Yeah. So. And that's why, spoiler, I guess I can throw this out there, I have the Rangers in the finals this year. I feel like Shesterkin is that turning point that the Rangers need. He's been showing it this whole season, I think. So.
Yeah, well, that's a can of worms, so we'll get into it. I'm still trying to look up where the Ducks finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10th worst.
Okay.
So by standings, John Gibson was actually like better than the team.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. The other 2 goalies. Let's go. Vasilevsky. I feel like that's a pretty safe.
Is number
guess.
2. Yep.
Okay.
At 28.4.
Okay.
Now who's number 3?
Who's number 3? I feel like this is a weird one. Is it a guy that you probably normally wouldn't think of?
Sure. I guess kind
Sure.
of.
Okay. Like
He's known for
okay.
being good, but this season was
Okay.
another level, it felt like.
Okay. Is it Anderson?
3 for 3. Holy shit. Nice
Oh
work,
shit.
man. Frederick Anderson of the Carolina Hurricanes in 52 games played has a goal save above expected of 27.8.
Nice.
To round out the top 5 is Sergei Bobrovsky with 23.4 and Darcy Kemper of the Colorado Avalanche with 21 flat.
Nice. I forgot about Bobrovsky, but yeah, he would have been a good guess too. So
Yeah.
So overall, not the best season for the Ducks, obviously, but a huge improvement from last year.
Oh,
So-
I mean, when you're in a playoff race or like playoff hunt and you hold the first place, like at a decent part of the season, at least too, right?
Yeah. We were in a
And
playoff position at
for
American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, for 2/3 of the season, we were in a playoff spot, I'd say, or
Yeah.
about half the season at least.
At least half, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
and especially in a season that like goals were everywhere and whatnot, right?
Mhm.
Like that's pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Like looking back to what we talked about at the beginning of the season, the bar was pretty low for the Ducks.
but they skyrocketed for the first bit, and then they came
Yeah.
crashing back down.
Yeah, exactly. And so there was big improvements made.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think overall this season was a success. It just sucks because we were doing so well at one point that we were like, oh shit, this team is actually
This team
like,
might
way
actually
better
go to
than
the
we thought.
playoffs. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we just had the rug ripped out from underneath us. Like if they weren't that good and didn't go on that big streak at the beginning of the season,
Mhm.
there probably wouldn't be as much disappointment throughout. But
Yeah.
yeah. Let's let's
I know there's stats that I really want to talk about. Do we want to take a
Yeah.
break and then we can make our standing predictions? Look like our standing prediction review or look back. I guess. Do we want to make that the what's quacking?
yeah, sure.
I guess that kind of works for it. So
Yeah, sure. We'll do that.
sweet.
Yeah, we can save whatever you have for the live episode on Wednesday. So
Yeah, or I'll probably find something different at that point. So
yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, let's take a quick break. And then on the other side, we'll go Pacific, Central, Metro, and Atlantic. And yeah, you're in for a wild time if you haven't gone back and listened to that episode already. To hear our predictions. It's
gonna be good.
It's gonna be fun. So yeah, we'll see you guys on the other side of the break.
What's up, everybody? This is Taylor and Brendan from Straight Up Sabres of the Hockey Podcast Network. Things are not going very well in Saberland this season, or really for the past 10 years or so. However, we here at Straight Up Sabres are so excited to keep bringing you guys the latest Sabres news, with everything ranging from interviews with some of your favorite Twitter follows all the way up to former players and everything in between. We have got you covered with your weekly coverage of the Buffalo Sabres.
That's right. We got a lot coming up through the rest of the season and into the offseason. Who's going to coach the team next year? Is Kevin Adams going to have a new boss? Will he be a president of hockey operations? Will there be an assistant GM? Are they going to fill out their scouting staff? How many times will I cry next season? Maybe 0. I'm dead inside. Will Jack Eichel be here? Sam Reinhart going to get extended? You know, all this and more on Straight Up Sabres.
Exciting stuff. So make sure you're checking us out wherever you're listening to podcasts and following us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram at Straight Up Sabres, and on Twitter at Straight Sabres.
Don't worry, Straight Sabres guys. Jack Eichel is not a Buffalo Sabre, obviously. That's been around for a while. But he's hanging out in the same clubhouse though, because the Vegas Golden Knights missed the playoffs.
Oh, it's
Sorry, I had
never
to
gonna
rub
get
that in
old.
a little bit.
Oh, of course, of course. Okay, let's get into it here. So, starting in the Pacific, I was pretty bang on. I got 4 out of the 8 teams right. You only got 1 out of the 8, but overall, like they're pretty
still
close.
haven't
Like,
even looked at it yet. Let's take a look here.
yeah. Try and just look at the Pacific. It's pretty good. So, I had the bottom 3 teams right. I had Sharks at 6, Ducks at 7, Kraken at 8. And this is just for you, Nate. The numbers are obviously where they actually placed. And then the bold ones are, this is correct. You had the Ducks at 7. So if anybody says we don't know this team, we fucking know this team. We both had them at 7. They finished 7th in the division. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't
For a
get
while,
any
they
better
made
than
us
that.
look bad, but
Yeah, exactly.
they all came back down.
Yeah.
Man, literally from 1st to 7th. Oh, I wish I didn't see this actually.
Yeah. So we both put Vegas at number 1, and they actually finished 4th in the Pacific,
Yeah.
but also didn't even make the playoffs. So like and I think it mostly came down to injuries, right? That
Yeah, for the
That's
most part.
hurt Vegas this season. So, yeah, like if this team was fully healthy all year, yeah, they probably might have been first
Mhm.
or damn close. So, yeah, and then yeah, like you were close on the other ones. Like you had Flames, Oilers, Kings.
I love how I had like that order specifically to them as well. All you have to do is just move Vegas down, and I got that.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I
yeah, you
love
had them
that.
2, 3, 4, but they were 1, 2, 3. So that's
I said at the start of the season the Kings were going to be sneaky good. Everybody wasn't prepared for them to be as good as they were.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
said that. Find the clip. Find the clip. I said that.
Yeah. So yeah, you were right. Like I had them as the best of the California teams. I had them 5th, but yeah, there's no way I was putting them in a playoff spot. So the other team I got right was I had the Oilers at 2nd. So I know my teams. I know the Kraken were bad, and I know the Sharks were bad, but not as bad as the Ducks.
See, and I remember thinking like the back end for the Kraken looked really good.
Yeah.
And that was arguably one of the worst things about the team this season. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I mean, paper doesn't always translate to ice, but like that team should have been better on the back end realistically. So,
Realistically, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Quick aside though, Matty Beniers is going to be fucking awesome for that team next year.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
He's played in like just a handful of games so far. I think like, I don't know, maybe 8 games at the end of the season. I don't remember, but I think there was only 1 game where he didn't have a point. I think he got.
Let me take a look here.
Yeah, take a look. Because I picked him up in fantasy and like that was huge. And I think he's going to be a keeper for me in our league this year. Because that's that kid's going to be good.
I didn't
Like-
even see actually how I finished in the other 2 leagues yet. I just know in the one that I kept 3rd and I get my money back.
Oh yeah. I think in the THPN league, you actually no, I don't remember.
I think I got 3rd place. I think I beat Neil over at Devil State of Mind.
Yes, you did. You're right.
It's a
and
very
then-
disappointing season though, considering I went 18-4-1 for the regular
Yeah.
season
And-
and then lost out in the first round. Fuck.
yeah.
Matty Beniers in 10 games played had 9
Okay.
points, 3 goals and 6 assists.
Yeah.
Dang.
On the Kraken. On the Seattle Kraken.
And was on a 4-game point streak
Yeah.
to end the season. So Vancouver, LA, San Jose, Winnipeg.
Yeah. So that's awesome for him. So remember that come fantasy season, everybody. Not you, Nate. You can forget this, but draft Matty
Because you're
Beniers.
keeping them.
Yeah. Let's move on to the Central here because the Pacific was like, yeah, okay. Look at us. Look at how smart we are. Wow. The Central is not quite like that. We had the 1 and 2. We both had Avalanche, Wild 1 and 2. But to be fair,
And we both got the last place team as well in the Coyotes.
yeah, exactly. Everybody,
If that got messed up though.
yeah,
If that got messed up.
everybody with half a piece of shit for a brain had the Avalanche at 1, the Wild at 2, and the Coyotes at 8 in the Central. Like that's
Okay, now
nothing to like write home about.
Okay, now I'll argue something actually.
Sure.
The Avalanche at 1, yes. The Coyotes at 8, yes. The Wild at 2, though, was a little bit of a more not risky, but they could have been just outside the playoffs.
That's true.
So it is impressive. I think that we still got both got them
Yeah.
in 2nd. Like we agreed on that, and that
Yeah.
it actually worked out that way.
Mhm.
So
I also had the Stars at 4, because I thought they were going to be all right this season, and that's where they finished in the division.
Yeah.
You had the Stars at 6th, and I mean,
to be fair, the Stars
they were
just squeaked in. They were
Exactly, yeah.
fighting against a injured 30-some game Mark Stone Vegas Golden Knights.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I'm not trying to be biased about this here. Calgary's going to wipe the floor with the Dallas Stars if they can shut down that top line.
yeah.
So
Yeah, 100%. So, but this is where things get a little fun.
I gave the Blackhawks way too much credit.
You had them third in the fucking division.
I don't even remember my rationale for that.
I think it was like Marc-Andre Fleury and a little bit of Seth Jones, and like, yeah, they got rid of some pieces, but like they're still the Blackhawks. They got Taves, they got Kane, they got Fleury now. I think that was kind of your rationale. But you had them third. I had them fifth.
I think
also not great, but they were seventh.
I think I had them that high because in part some of the players that they had, but I looked at the rest of the division and I was like, this just doesn't feel. Everybody feels like they should be falling off a bit here. Right?
And yet they sent 5 teams to the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
like, yeah.
Yeah. You weren't the only one that made a mistake here. I had the Jets at third in the Central. And they finished sixth.
The Jets had a rough season this year.
Yeah.
It was honestly bad to watch. And I know the question's going around now of like, has the core of that team taken the team as far as they can?
Yeah.
Which is what,
exactly.
the second round or the third round a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
not only did I have the Jets at sixth, I also had not only did I have the Jets at third, I had the Blues at sixth. I had them not even close to the playoffs.
I think a lot of people owe the Blues an apology, including us, because there were a lot of other like personalities and whatnot that had the Blues missing this year.
Yeah.
And I think it was a lot of with like the stuff that was going around the team at the start of the year, right? Like Tarasenko had requested a trade and everything like that. And everyone's like starting to write off the Blues.
Yeah.
So, but Tarasenko decides to go off and Ville Husso just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Husso's a big reason for that because
now I want to see.
We wrote off Jordan Binnington, right? And that's why we had them so low. And we're like, who else do they have besides Jordan Binnington? And then, fuck you, everybody. We have Ville Husso too. So
I want to know who the Blues are going start for game 1.
It's got to be Husso.
Binnington
was awful this year. There's no way they start him for game 1.
I feel like
Husso
has earned the job as well.
Yeah.
The first game is tomorrow night, is Monday. So we'll have our answer like right away here.
Yeah.
I want to see if Daily Faceoff by chance has, because like some guys will just they'll be able to confirm who they're starting already.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I'd love to see if that's by chance available potentially already.
I would be very surprised.
Oh no, they don't even have like the games uploaded actually. So we won't have that until tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. The other thing with this division, we both had the Preds at 7th. Again, to be fair, they kind of just squeaked into the playoffs. They were the second wild card, 5th in the division.
Yeah.
But you put a team at 7th, and that's like saying, yeah, this team's nothing.
And again, though, like this is a team that lost a lot of like core players, right? Like it looked like a team that was headed for a rebuild, right? Like Victor Robertson alone that you're shipping off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not really expecting that team to go very far. So, but
and losing Rene as well.
Yeah, losing Rene, but yeah, UC Saros just went off and said, "Yes, I am the starter. I can live up to the Pekka Rinne name." Those are big shoes to fill. And UC Saros is a lot smaller than Pekka Rinne is.
Yeah.
And like Roman Josi going off with his season. How many points?
Potential Norris candidate.
Yeah.
Norris candidate, potential Norris winner, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
that was huge.
He should win that.
Duchesne finding his game again. Forsberg, I think having a career year. I'm not 100% sure on the numbers, but
Matt Duchesne scored 43 goals this year, kind of quietly.
Yeah,
there wasn't exactly. I didn't really see a whole lot about him. Philip Forsberg also with 42 goals.
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah, those guys were insane. Yeah, the Predators said, "Fuck you! Like we can lose some players, but look at what these guys can do." Still.
Roman Josi as a defenseman scored 96 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Holy crap. That's insane.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So overall, we hit some, we missed some here on the Central.
You don't want to talk about the Coyotes? No, we'll leave that for Sporty with Corey and Richie.
Yeah. Moving on to the Metro.
The Coyotes win in terms of having the best kit in the Central Division.
Yeah. The equivalent of
Kachina's
a
back
participation
full time.
rating. Yeah.
The Kachina's back full time. Absolutely a win.
Yeah. Moving on to the Metro, though. As morons, we both put the Islanders in first place.
Now, okay, I'm gonna say
Why?
one thing. I'm gonna say one thing about this, and I think this was also for a lot of other people as well. We didn't exactly take a look at the schedule to see that the Islanders were on the road for the first 15 or 16 games of the season. That's
true.
gonna screw up a team no matter what.
Yeah.
I honestly think look for this team to be where we think they should be in the playoffs come next season.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, they finished 5th in the division, not even close to being in the wild card. They were out a long time ago. Yeah. Still finished, I think, 3rd in the wild card standings, but they're like 20 some points out by now. So I had to have a chuckle at that because I was like, man, the fact that we both put them in there and it's not even close.
Yeah.
I had the Hurricanes next, so they finished obviously first in the Metro there, and I had them second. You had them third. So, I mean, we both had them up there. Mm-hmm. The Rangers, we both had at number 4. They finished second. Again, nobody expected Igor Shesterkin to drag this team up a couple spots, and that's
and
where we'll
again,
defend ourselves there.
And that's why I have them in that bracket at least to go to the finals. And that kind of surprised me when I put that in for my bracket for the THP or for the TQR one. Because I was going through it like just series by series. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this would be the better team. This would be the better team in this, right? And like this season series overall. And I was like, oh shit, I have the Rangers in the finals. Yeah. And Shesterkin will obviously be a big factor in that, I think, if that were to happen. Yeah. So
the Capitals, I had 3rd. You had them second. They finished 4th in a wild card spot. So not the best season. Or we gave them a little second, but still not far off.
But the Capitals in 4th as well as like what the last wild card spot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Penguins. I had them 5th, kind of just squeaking into the playoffs. I think you got in my head a little bit, putting them at 6th.
Again, it's the Pittsburgh Penguins have made the playoffs now. It says 16 years in a row. I call bullshit on that because they didn't make it past Montreal for the play-in in the bubble in 2020. But apparently we're counting that as the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean I do. So
I don't.
You're the only person I've ever talked to that like follows hockey somewhat and would have an opinion on this that says that the play-in doesn't count as playoffs.
I didn't realize that we bumped it up to 5 rounds of playoff hockey for 1 year and then decided to go, no, actually we like it 4.
Well, then what are those games? Because they're not regular season games.
It's so not round 1 though. It's not round 1.
No, it's not. It's a play-in, and then there's round 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's like round 0. It's like issue 0 of a comic book. Like it's still something. It's still there. You still have to count it in the run. You know what? This isn't even a conversation we have time for.
The NHL should have just gone with point percentage. I think for that, they really should have just gone for that.
I mean, yes, but this different conversation. It's over. But
they've made it 15 out of 16 years. Let's put it that way. But
sure.
I keep expecting them to start to fall off. And the Pittsburgh Penguins just will not fucking die.
Yeah. At this point,
that team will continue to be a playoff team until Sidney Crosby or Evgeny Malkin are not on that team anymore. And Letang. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to our girl, Kaylee.
I've had some skepticism about the Penguins as well over the last couple seasons. Like I've always kind of put them in that wild card spot. Maybe they were close. They were only
makes sense.
Yeah, they were only a point or 2 ahead of Washington by the time the season ended. Like they easily could have been in the wild card. But I am not going to put this team out of a playoff position until Crosby, Malkin, and Letang are gone. Until that core is gone.
As long as those 3 are on this team,
it's a playoff team.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are just that punching bag that like you see the funny videos of like somebody just absolutely whale one on it, and it comes back and just smacks them in the face even harder.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
100%
exactly.
what the Pittsburgh Penguins are.
Yeah.
Like you think that they're done, and then they're like, nope, fuck you.
Yeah. Let's talk about the bottom three now. I thought I had the Flyers a lot higher, but I think I don't know, something I guess maybe I read into their roster and I was like, this isn't a very good roster, and Carter Hart needs to prove himself again, because I had him at 7th, I had the Devils at 6th, and I had the Blue Jackets last. So I had Devils, Flyers, Blue Jackets. The actual order was Blue Jackets, Devils, Flyers at the bottom. You had Devils at 7th. That's fine. You had the Blue Jackets at 8th. That's also fine. Totally understandable. But I need to know why the fuck you put the Flyers at 5th.
Because they didn't feel like a playoff team to me. They did lose a few guys. They brought in guys like Rasmus Ristolainen, paid a hefty price for them, which shouldn't have happened in the first place. And then Chuck Fletcher decides to double down and give him that massive contract, which, oh my God. But they were a team that just, they felt like they would be better than Pittsburgh, New Jersey, and Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that it was like, oh, they're really good. It was just that they would be better than those teams, is what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Fair enough.
It's like
okay.
the lesser of evils, pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's move on to the Atlantic now. We did pretty good. We had the top 4, and then we had the bottom 4. The order isn't quite there, though.
Yeah.
So,
we did really good on the Atlantic, actually. That's not bad.
It's not bad. Well, we did good on the top 4 for the Atlantic. At least I think so. But
we both got Boston in the 4th place.
Yeah, we got that. That's the one we got.
Another team that, as long as Marchand and Bergeron are there, which you got to wonder if this is going to be Bergeron's last year, or does he have one more in?
It's out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had
another 2003 guy.
Yeah. The actual order was Florida, Toronto, Tampa Bay. I had Tampa Bay, Florida, Toronto. So the Lightning kind of bumped things around for me. You had Toronto, Lightning, Florida. So you just slot Florida up into the President's Trophy slot. And yeah, so overall, like, our top 4 was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really comes down to just one team we overvalued or undervalued by a little bit. But we had the teams. So yeah, that's what matters. But where things get interesting, at least on my bracket, is the bottom 4, because
oh my God, it's literally reverse order.
Yeah, I had the Canadians as a moron, apparently, in the 5th spot. I had the Senators in the 6th spot, the Red Wings at 7, and the Sabres at the bottom. And the actual order was Sabres, Red Wings, Senators, Canadians.
To be fair to the Montreal Canadiens, I don't think anybody anticipated how much worse off the team would be without Shea Weber and Carey Price.
When we did this, did we know that Shea Weber and Carey Price were done for the season?
We knew Price was good. We knew Price was going to be out for at least the first month at the time.
Okay. And we didn't know about Shea Weber.
No, I think we did know about Shea Weber.
We did? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. But still, like,
but it was like the rest of the roster still looked like it could do something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think anybody could have really predicted like how far they had fallen off.
Yeah. I mean, you lose Weber, you lose Price, you lose Deneau. Those were the 3 guys that got you to Cup final in the first place. So
those are massive pieces to lose.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously didn't think it was going to be that bad. So gave the Senators too much credit, didn't give the Sabres enough credit. You had here, give your
mind you though, the Senators did have a good season. Like at least a better season than they had before. Like there's more steps taken towards that team, and that's a team that I'm excited to see continue to improve, actually.
For sure.
And maybe things will even be a little bit more different come next season with the unfortunate passing of their owner, Eugene Melnyk, not penny pinching anymore, unless like whoever does take on the team, whether it's his family still stays with it or they sell the team all for that, unless they continue kind of that same thing. But if they're willing to spend on this team, right, and not have any more cases of, say, like, well, we can't. We don't want to pay Mark Stone what he should be paid. We don't want to pay Erik Karlsson what he should be paid at the time, at least. Right. It'll be interesting to see how they can improve from here now. So,
yeah.
I had the Senators in 5th, Canadians in 6th. Same thing. It was just like, I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I didn't think they would be as bad as they were. The Red Wings in 7th, and I had the Sabres in last. The Sabres were a pleasant surprise. A pleasant surprise. Yeah.
For finishing as well as they did. Obviously, like being in 5th, they still weren't really close to a playoff spot. Like,
but it was such a drastic improvement from what they had from last season.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
right.
In the actual standings, Boston had 107 points and in 4th, and Buffalo in 5th had 75. So like 32 points difference between those spots. In the wild card, Buffalo was number 5. Yeah, 25 points back of Washington in wild card 2 there. So not close to a playoff spot, but yeah, significantly improved. So
yeah, I am just trying to pull up the season by season record here.
For the Sabres,
for how many points? Yeah, okay. You want to talk about a drastic improvement? Okay, let's go with the last full. All right, okay, last season kind of works, I guess. Yeah, sure. Let me do the math on this here really quickly. Actually, if you want to talk about something for 30 seconds.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, with the Sabres, like they looked decent to end the season, and then they got Owen Power into the lineup. And like they're going to probably have him for another full season. So like this team looked good to end the season, and then they're just going to have more additions next season that are going to make them even better. So I think jumping ahead to next season's predictions, I think the Sabres are like a sleeper pick for making the playoffs.
I wouldn't go that far just yet, but they'll be in the hunt.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. That's why I say
be around the hunt. I don't think they're making it though yet.
No,
unless something drastic happens with free
exactly
or whatnot. But
as a gambling man, that's why I'm saying a sleeper pick. Like the odds are going to be totally against them. But if you put money down for them to make the playoffs, like that's not a high risk, high reward. That's like a medium risk, high reward type of thing. Like like you said, they're going to be in the hunt, and that's probably the first time I've been able to say that in my lifetime about the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, first time in 10 years.
First time since I've been able to form the sentence, the Buffalo Sabres have a shot at making the playoffs. With any sort of logic and reasoning to back that up.
Yeah, sorry, where I was going with this though. Last year's Buffalo Sabres, for like an 82 game season, obviously they played only 56 like the rest of the league did. But an 82 game season of last year's Buffalo Sabres would have gotten 54 points. This year's Buffalo Sabres got 75. That's an increase.
That's a big jump. Yeah.
That's a big jump. That's impressive, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we've entered a new era of Sabres hockey, and I think gone are the days of putting them in that bottom spot.
I hope for them that's right.
Exactly. Watch, we'll put them like fifth or fourth, like 4 to 6 next season, and then they'll just like tank. Just like I really hope not, but like that would just be Sabres hockey. Like everyone's like, oh, things are looking up in Buffalo.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in my opinion, the funniest predictions are us both putting the Islanders at number 1. You putting the Blackhawks in 3rd.
Yeah.
And me putting the Canadians at number 5. And the Jets at 6th. Those are like basically switching the Jets and Blues. To me, those are kind of the funniest predictions. Also you having the Penguins so low. That's kind of funny. But I guess my 2 favorites, Islanders at number 1, and then Blackhawks in that 3rd spot, are like those ones I like audibly laughed out loud. I was like, there's no way that we actually thought that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one stood out to you as like, wow, that I was laughably wrong?
I don't think we couldn't have really predicted it, but Vegas not even making the playoffs when we had him in the top spot there.
Yeah,
If that team stays healthy, we're going to be correct on that one. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Or you would think we would be correct on that one.
Yeah, if not, they're probably second.
Yeah.
Because the Flames had a phenomenal season. So, like,
Mhm.
they could easily have been second. Like, Flames, Vegas, Edmonton. Like, as much as it pains me to admit, like, that is a very real possibility for how the standings could have shaken out this season.
The one I do kind of laugh at to really wrap the whole thing up, actually, is both of us thinking the Ducks in 7th and like spot on
Yeah, right?
for both of us.
Yeah.
So,
Like, if there's some solace in this season, it's like, at least I was right.
yeah.
Like,
we
it
had our
sucks that we
expectations
lost
of
so
the
many
team.
games, but
Yeah.
I was right.
But you know what, though? Even though it's 7th spot out of 8, which doesn't look good in the standings, you can tell by the actual on-ice play, for the most part, that this team has seen improvement, right? And bringing in like Pat Verbeek in the front office, we have a shit ton of cap room to work with in the off season here. You're going to bring in a wonderful rookie in Mason McTavish, who hopefully sticks with the team next season.
Yeah.
I don't see how he doesn't, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Unless we
Yeah.
draw in like some like quality names in free agency. I don't see how you don't have him in your lineup on opening night.
I think even if we put together the best team the NHL has ever seen in free agency, I think you still make a spot. Obviously, he has to
McTavish.
earn it in training camp. Like, if he comes to training camp not prepared, like, just looks like a shell of what he looked like last season, obviously not. But if he comes in and looks as good as he did in those 9 games, you make a spot. At the very least, you make a spot on that 4th line for him, just to be like, take some games. Here's a chance to move up the lineup.
Yeah.
And that's only if the Ducks, like, go out there and sign, like, basically just, like, redo the whole team. Like, we get 6 forwards and 4 defensemen in free agency that are, like, our top 6 and our top 4, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's the possibility of doing that, but highly unlikely. So I think realistically, McTavish starts game 1 of the season in a middle 6 role that he has earned throughout training camp.
We don't want to jump too far ahead because free agency is still in a bit.
Yeah.
But for next season, which is the 22-23 season, it should show like the difference. Does it not? No, apparently not. I thought it showed like the amount of space that we had for next season.
Oh, on Cap Friendly? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
down like in between like the in the system and like the actual rostered players. It should say.
Oh, yeah, here it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, rostered and buried cap hit for next season is at $40 million. Projected cap hit of $42 million. That leaves $40 million to play with for next season.
Yeah.
Mind you, though, we have a couple of guys we still need to re-sign as well. Especially in RFAs, right? You got Sonny Milano, Sam Steele, Isaac Lundestrom. Jerry Mayhew maybe gets a small extension.
I think so. Yeah.
Currently making
I don't see why not.
$800,000.
Yeah, but like all
you got
those guys.
you got Vakanainen, who you traded for, who is an RFA. Schuster is a UFA there as well. So you got like a few guys to re-sign, but $40 million in cap space.
Yeah,
that is a lot of room that you can do some good with. And Pat Verbeek is going to make good on at least, I would say, 20 to 25 million of that. You don't have to spend it all yet, right?
No.
You still have other guys that can come in the future and everything like that. And you also still have to budget as well a little bit for, the upcoming years of Max Comtois an RFA next year. Troy Terry is an RFA next year. And if he has a season like he did this year, he's going to have a massive pay raise. And same with Trevor Zegras as well. Along with Kevin Shattenkirk is going to be an unrestricted free agent. Mind you, he's probably going to have a pay dip. Jamie Drysdale is also going to be an RFA. We're looking at an entire season of play ahead and whatnot, but you got to budget a little bit for that kind of stuff. But still, say even if the number I'm thinking of is correct, of like 25, even 30 million, that's a lot of money to play with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, because I think the cap floor is around like 60-ish million. So like we have to spend 20 million just to get to the cap floor. We're not even going to hit that with like our RFAs that we have that we are going to re-sign. There's no way we spend 20 million on all of those guys. So like we have to go out in free agency and get people. It's not like Verbeek can just sit back and be like, okay, like let's just like spend another year of seeing what we got with this team. No, he has to go out and sign people because we need to hit the cap floor. So it's good. Like he's actually going to be actively engaged in the market and going to hopefully bring in some good names. So
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it actually.
And another thing here too, we'll have no retained salary come next season because the only ones left are Raquel, Lindholm, and Manson.
Yeah.
And it's the last year of Corey Perry's buyout as well at $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Ducks are about to have some money to play with, and it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what Verbeek does.
Yeah.
Like it's actually kind of an exciting off season coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah, we haven't had in like 3 years of this show.
Yeah,
2 off seasons so far.
Mm-hmm. So, this team is going to look drastically different come October.
100%,
which is awesome. I'm excited for it. So
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully they look visually as well. Just thinking back to last episode's thing about the jersey rumors.
Yeah, that too.
Hopefully, like physically, they look different too. Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that wraps up our season recap. We'll still have episodes a couple nights a week for the next couple weeks, just kind of throughout round 1 of the playoffs there, because there's still lots to cover. But yeah, we'll kind of be transitioning more into what's going on in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So you can follow along if you still enjoy our show. And then when Ducks news pops up, we'll be on that as well.
Yep.
So yeah, quick reminder, merch store, tqrshop.myspreadshop.com. I'll be doing a watch along Monday night, 7 p.m. Pacific for Oilers versus Kings. And then Wednesday live stream is where you can find out, kind of what comes next. Oh, and bracket challenge. That's the other one.
Yes.
So make sure you do that before games start on Wednesday evening. The Quack Report is the name of the bracket challenge on the NHL's bracket challenge website. Link will be down in the description.
And I will also pin it actually to the Twitter page for the next couple of days here. I'm doing that as we speak. I will do that right now.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. So that's what we got going on. Thank you guys very much for tuning in all season long, for tuning into this episode. We very much appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, we still have episodes coming out. So it's not the end of the season. I just know we see a little bit of a dip in the off season. So
yeah,
saying goodbye to those people that are leaving, totally understandable. But for those of you sticking around, we look forward to seeing you for the next few episodes. Nate, where can they laugh at some of your horribly awful division predictions, or give you praise if they're feeling nice for some of the ones you got right?
That's perfect, because I was actually hoping that's what you were going to go with for that. I'm like, that's got to be the obvious one here. You can laugh at me on Twitter at Tatenomus, TATENHOMAS.
Yeah, and you can laugh at some of my horribly awful predictions as well at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97 on Twitter. You can follow the show at Quack Report Pod, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. The Hockey Podcast Network is where you can catch my watch along, as well as watch alongs from everybody else on YouTube. And yeah, here's to a great season. See ya.